Okay guys, so the last time we were checking out AVAX was somewhere around these levels at $104, right? And we were eyeing for a good looking bounce coming from these levels that could take the price action all the way towards the rejection highs, which were at $145. It looks to me like that did not happen because we kind of stopped at 0.600 retracement coming from this entire leg to the upside. And then we started getting severely rejected with Bitcoin's price action also confirming the downside momentum, right? And then we had this entire grind that resolved to the downside. Now until we are formulating lower highs on the 4-hour time frame itself, we are in a downtrend, guys, and this is being confirmed by the MA exponential ribbons as well. The trend is to the downside in the mid to small time frames, right? So taking any bullish trades in the market is going to be going against the tide itself. So the best thing to be done as a trader right here is to stay with the tide until the trend is towards the downside. Now for that, we mean that the price action situated below $90 means that the trend is going to be continuing its leg to the downside, guys. Now there is one good looking potential trade that could happen on AVAX, similar to something which happened right here, guys. A grind that could resolve to the downside, which could have good looking neat targets coming all the way towards high volume regions. We can see right here that the highest area of volume is sitting in at $65 per AVAX, guys. So this is one of the good trades that you could potentially take in the market until you are below this price point right here, guys. Now I mean essentially in the small to mid time frames, it is really Bitcoin dependent that whether we resolve this grind to the downside or not. Maybe it could take its own time, maybe Bitcoin could also take its own time. If Bitcoin bounces from these levels and kind of sets in a good looking daily trend above $50,000, maybe this downside target or maybe this entire grind resolution to the downside could not play out in the market, guys. So for this trade, since it is coming from the 4-hour time frame itself, got to be playing with a little patience right here. And with all the exponential moving averages severely angled towards the downside, we have better chances to make good bearish trades for this particular asset right here rather than jumping into bullish trades in the market, right? Okay guys, with that said, let's take a look at this one from a different angle right here. This is AVAX on all the major moving averages like a 200, 55 and the 21 exponential itself. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the trend is to the downside because we are beneath the 200 simple, guys. Now again, back again, two things are confirming one single fact, that the trend is to the downside: the MA exponential ribbon and your 200 simple moving average as well, because the price action is situated below the 200 simple as well, right? Now I don't see any particularly unique thing to kind of base my decision from this entire piece of price action structure right here, to be honest with you. But in the bigger side of things, since we are talking about the 200 simple moving average itself, the bigger side of things tells us that maybe this rejection, this recent rejection highs that was sitting in at $95 could also work out like a good piece of resistance point, and maybe we can test these levels as well in the coming days. But maybe until the trend is to the downside, until we're below the 200 simple, we could continue, we could keep on continuing the entire trend to the downside. From this moving average perspective right here, what we can pinpoint in the RSI as well, that we are kind of formulating a good looking grind on the RSI as well, guys. Now that kind of confirms one more thing: we have a good looking squeeze in the price action plus the RSI as well. So if you see the 4-hour RSI kind of situating below this entire grind line, that is when potentially we could kind of confirm this entire trend to the downside. That is pointing us towards $65 regions per AVAX, guys. This is a good looking trade in the market. We can see that this is for about a 30% leg to the downside, almost 30% move to the downside. It's kind of good for traders at least, right? And you can see, guys, the 4-hour 55 simple moving average also kind of rejected the price action from these levels. So in the extremely small time frames like this daily trading session itself, maybe we could be managing most of our risks above this price point. Remember, guys, we're looking at this entire price action from a bearish perspective. We are not looking at the price action from a bullish perspective, guys. We're not looking to buy the dips right here. We're waiting for a good looking grind to result to the downside. Something which happened on these levels could potentially play out once more, guys. Now this was a good looking range to capitalize on. The Bitcoin also losing key levels, guys. So imagine positioning yourself right before the breakdown, as Bitcoin is also trying to do the same thing with AVAX price action resolving the squeeze to the downside. You would have capitalized on a good looking downtrend for about 30%. You can simply leverage that up by 2x as well in the market. So that could have been 60%, guys. So I'm not talking about just entirely going with a 2x leverage of your entire stash, your entire net worth, and just going for a short position in the market. Risk management and, well, let's just say all the equity management also won't work like that, guys. I'll be linking that video, the trading discipline video, up there once again. I'm going to be pointing out on that video again and again until everybody has everything cleared out in their minds, guys. Look, it's not about becoming a millionaire overnight, right? You just have to make money over time. You have to perfect the art of trading itself in the market, and then you compound your wealth slowly and slowly. You're gonna get there, guys. You're gonna get there. Let's not overcomplicate our process, and let's not get fucked up in the markets, right? Okay, so do we have anything else to talk about on AVAX right here? The reverse momentum oscillator is telling us that maybe we are going to be going through a little consolidation in the small time frames. So I'm going to be refraining from jumping into a short position immediately in the market until the reverse MACD kind of shifts itself towards the bearish end, guys. For the time being, we can see that this one is getting into consolidation, guys. Whenever you see positive ticks happening on the reverse MACD, the blue tick happening on the reverse MACD, that is when the asset kind of goes through a grind situation and it kind of goes sideways, guys, mostly, right? So we're jumping into this situation right here. We're not exactly in a good bearish momentum as of now. So AVAX in the small to mid time frames could go through some consolidation, but we have to be aware about key levels, guys. If you take out $90 to the upside, that is when you're going to be targeting $103. And if you take out $80 to the downside, that is when you're going to be targeting $65 for good. Okay, guys, with that said, I hope that was helpful. Hit that like bell, subscribe, all the good things. I'll catch all of you pretty soon. Bye for now.